All right, Coach. Huge win, a lot of weight off your shoulders. What did you see from the team tonight?
Well, I think you start with a good start, if I can put that in a sentence. I mean, it's just the guys came out. They took responsibility for what happened to us last weekend where we didn't perform to the level that we expect. And they took training very serious this week. We didn't abate training with the weather. We stayed at it. We stayed in the heat to prepare us for tonight, and we got through it. And the guys they were awesome. I thought the first half was a really, really solid 45 minutes where we could have had a couple more goals.
And the heat index over 100, you mentioned the weather and training. How much do you think that really impacted the guys on the pitch tonight?
I think it did impact. I mean, you saw them wilt in the first half. You also saw them struggle after the first 15 minutes of the second half. I thought their first 15 minutes of the second half was really sharp and really energetic, and then they lost their gas. Then we could have ended the game there, and we didn't. But I do think that getting through the hot days and the tough training days that we had helped us physically, but it helped us from a confidence perspective as well, as the guys knew that they could get through it.
And looking at the final stretch of the regular season, all playoff-bound teams, talk about what a win like this does for the confidence to build some momentum, knowing you kind of hit a rough patch here recently.
Yeah, I mean, we hit a rough patch. Unfortunately, that you go through it and you got to fight your way out of it. We've never lost faith that we were not a playoff caliber team. We always believed that we were, and that we are. And so we'll just continue to fight through it, take each game one at a time, prepare for each team the best that we can, and then go out and put our best performance in. And hopefully, week in and week out, it's good enough to get us 3 points.
Coach, talk a little bit about Herrera. You set him down a little bit. He came back re-energized and rejuvenated. I mean, he looked great.
Yeah, he did. I mean, all the guys looked good, and Irvin, was really good. I think one of the things Irvin benefited from tonight was us playing with two forwards. So we played him and Ambersley together up front. Ambersley is a really good passer of the ball, has a really good brain, by evidence of the ball he played into Irv for the second goal. A lot of guys would have taken the ball and tried to run with it, and he lobbed it over the center back's head and put Irv in, and that's a classic goal. That's the kind of goal that Irvin scores, where he runs in behind the two center backs and guys put him in.
Hi, Mark. Big win out there tonight and two huge saves late in the game. What did you see on that run of play?
Yeah, it was just kind of crazy. It was, I believe, corner kick headed back in. I just tried to get close to my line so I could react to it. Made the first one, and second one was just kind of threw myself at it. And I think me and Mitch both helped it over the bar a little bit, but thankfully stayed out.
And you had a different four in the defensive front in front of you. So what does that do as you're trying to coach them, tell them what you're seeing back there?
Yeah, there's very little transition. I mean, these guys are all very capable players, very talented guys. So I know whoever's going to step in front of me is going to do a great job. So it's just about keeping those guys maybe haven't gotten as many minutes tuned in with the game, making sure they know what's going on. Guy on your left, guy on your right, just keeping them keyed in a little bit, make sure they're staying dialed in for 90.
Mark, talk about the start a little bit. You guys had kind of struggled in the first half. Tonight, you were perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome. The start was great. Last weekend at Tulsa, we had a decent start too. We just we conceded a couple unlucky goals, but tonight we were able to start well, start strong, and finish our chances. I think it's big time when we can put away a goal or two in the first half, and that really gives us some momentum going in the second half.
And a little bit of frustration in the recent run of play.
Yeah.
What is the locker room vibe going to be like tonight for this win?
This is big time. This is huge for us. We talked about before the game, let's change our season. Let's turn it around. Let's get it going in the right direction, and we did that tonight.
All right, Chad, big win out there tonight. You were pretty pivotal in breaking down the defense, playing some nice through balls and long balls in through Ambersley and Herrera. Was that the game plan going into tonight, try and wear down that back line?
Yeah, we knew they were going to come at us 3-5-2, so we knew the space was going to be in the channels, and we worked all week on getting Ambersley and Herrera running them channels. So me and myself and Tyler David knew as soon as we had that ball, that was where the space was, and we exposed them, and it worked well first half. Second half, they changed it up, and we weathered the storm, and big win in the end.
And a lot of chances there, too, late in the second half. I know you guys were pressing forward. Were you guys planning to counterattack, or were you wanting to sit back in defense and kind of let them bring it to you a little bit?
I mean, when a team's chasing, naturally, that's when the counterattack was on, and they were chasing hard for the second half, and it happened to be that the counterattack was on, and we created a lot of good chances, and on another day they go in and we win the game 3-4-1. So it's encouraging that we made them chances. We just got to start taking them.
Yeah, and alongside with that encouragement, there's been some frustration in the recent run of play. What's the emotion going to be like in the locker room when you head in there now?
There was a big emphasis put on this game today. There was a lot of pressure. We haven't been playing well recently, haven't been getting the results. So we needed this win today. There was a lot of pressure put on us, and we delivered, which is the main thing.
Irvin, you had that early goal called back because of offsides, but you were able to come back, close out the first half. What did that first one that got called back? Did that do anything to your mentality, your confidence?
I mean, I thought I was offsides, and I looked at a replay. I mean, I saw that I was a couple steps offsides, but you know, you just can't let that bring you down. You got to keep going, look for more opportunities, and I got that one at the end of the first half, and got a clear shot on it. Just put it over like all three of them that were just in front of me, and that gave us more confidence coming into the second half.
And we talked with Chad. It seemed like the game plan this week was to really get you and Ambersley running through those channels, running the long balls either over the top or through the ground. Talk about how well you guys executed that game plan tonight.
Yeah, you know, we changed a little bit of our formation of putting two guys up top, making it easier, not just for me and for whoever is up there by themselves. Getting balls in behind or, you know, in between like their two back lines was crucial, and we executed that very well today, and we just got to keep working on that a little bit more so we can get more opportunities and goal.
And the team put a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on this game tonight, and thankfully we came out on top. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, we were coming off a bad streak of games, you know, a couple of losses, and we needed this game to gain the confidence back and bring the whole club back up, and we did it. I mean, hard work pays off. You know, we worked really hard throughout the week, and we just gotta. Now this game is over, we gotta work next week and wait for our next home game, because we have 4 home games, and that's gonna be good to maybe clinch a spot in the playoffs.
James, big win out there tonight. A lot of emphasis was put on this game. What's the vibe like in the locker room right now?
Everyone's pretty pleased. It's been a couple of weeks now since we've won a game, especially at home, so it was good to get it out the way, good to score a couple of goals, and unfortunately we conceded. The clean sheet would have been nice, but it's definitely, hopefully this turns the season around.
Yeah, and Dale moves you to the back line, and you find the back of the net. So talk about that goal.
I was pretty lucky, really. It just fell to me, a metre away, and I just had to tap it in. So, I mean, it was a great delivery from, I think it was Mitch, so, you know, if you put balls in there, anything can happen, so we reap the rewards for that.
And tough stretch coming in here as we close out the season. All playoff-bound teams right now, standing stay the way that they are. What does this team have to do to build upon the momentum from tonight?
I think the biggest thing for us at the minute is just consistency. Putting out consistent 90-minute performances. Not conceding early is a big one for us as well. And I think if we can overcome all that, we're going to do well, and we're going to make the playoffs. So